Hello, Bobcat fans, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Behind the Paw. My name is Matt Ambrose, and we continue our week covering the field hockey program. And I'm sitting down with head coach Caitlin Thompson. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, and let's kind of take a look at your journey in the game of field hockey. So I want to go back to the roots of it. Where did you get started? How did you get started in this sport?
So I started out playing soccer, and then around middle school, I actually ended up playing both. Tested field hockey out to see if I liked it, and I loved it, so switched over to field hockey around middle school. So that was fun.
Yeah, and you had a 4-year career at McDaniel College further east in Maryland. What memories do you have from your playing days there?
A lot of my memories have to do with stuff, not necessarily games. Obviously, you always remember the great games, and unfortunately, remember some of the bad games. But most of my most fondest memories are off the field in practices, joking around with my teammates, playing pranks on my coach, all that kind of stuff. So definitely have fond memories from being at McDaniel.
4-year career, you graduated in 2011, and out of college, your first coaching gig at Moravian College at Division III in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. What's going through your mind when you're going there to take your first coaching gig in this sport?
I mean, I just loved field hockey so much, and I knew when I left McDaniel that I didn't want to be finished with field hockey. So I was really excited to be able to have the opportunity to coach. When I got to Moravian, the head field hockey coach there was also an assistant basketball coach. So once field hockey season ended, a lot of the reins got dropped on me with recruiting and stuff like that. So it was definitely nerve-wracking to start being in charge of something that was so important. But I think because I was in charge of recruiting from an early start and had to kind of navigate it through my own, it's definitely become one of my strengths now, and I'm so glad that I had that opportunity to do that.
And when you went there, did you kind of know when you were playing at McDaniel? Did you know that coaching was going to be an avenue you wanted to take, or when did that really become an idea for you?
I didn't know for sure when I was still playing. I had an idea after in the spring semester of my senior year, I did kind of an internship with my coach just to kind of see if I liked it, and I did. So I knew that I at least wanted to test it out because it was something that I really enjoyed.
Now, after your stint at Moravian, you come here to Frostburg as an assistant in 2013. How, of course, a couple years later, in 2017, you take the head coaching job back here at Frostburg. Jumping forward to that time, how much did your previous experience here at Frostburg play into the decision to come back a few years later?
Yeah, I loved being here as an assistant coach, and I knew that if one day this head coaching position opened, that I definitely wanted to apply to it. It was something that I really enjoyed being here. I saw how much the administration was willing to put into the athletics here, and I knew that this program could go a long way because of all the help the administration gives to its athletics programs. So I was very excited to see the head coaching position open in 2017, and even more excited when I got it. So.
And your long journey in this game brought you back to your alma mater in McDaniel as a graduate assistant coach there for a couple of years. What was the draw in going back to where you went to school and where you played for 4 years?
So actually, my head coach called me that spring, or maybe it was summertime, right before I went back to McDaniel, and she said, I'm pregnant. I need somebody that it's going to be due right around field hockey season, so I need somebody that I can trust to take over the program if I go into labor in the middle of season. So that was ultimately why I decided to go back to McDaniel, is to help my old head coach out, and to also, I did love my time at McDaniel, so I was excited to just go back and be able to experience it from a coach's perspective as well.
we touched on it a little bit before, but after McDaniel, a year at Catholic University of America, before you become the head coach of this field hockey program in the summer of 2017, how well equipped do you think the experiences that came before that we just discussed, how much did that help in preparing you to take on this new challenge, your first full-time head coaching gig here at Frostburg State?
Yeah, I think each stop played a really important role. I think the role that Catholic really helped me with is they weren't very far removed from making a pretty deep NCAA run. So being able to be around a program that knows what it's like to go deep into NCAAs and put the work in from an athlete and a coach's perspective, that was very important for me to see and experience, so that way I could bring little touches of each of those places into who I am today as a coach to Frostburg, and make sure that we can build what we know we have the potential to build here into becoming something that can go on and be at the NCAA level.
You've talked about what you've been able to do as a coach. You mentioned being in charge of recruiting. You've helped out with goalkeepers and as part of your experience first time around at Frostburg. As a coach and as someone building a program, what are you really looking for? Maybe not so much with the skill of your players, but what values are you really trying to instill in the girls you're bringing into this program?
The biggest thing I really try to instill is just that hard work and effort and attitude of just coming out to practice every single day, wanting to get better, wanting to work hard. Every lift, every conditioning session, every injury rehab session, those are all really important to being the best that you can possibly be. And you can't come out to any practice, game, lift, anything like that with a mentality of I'm just here to get through it. You have to come out with I'm here to get better. I'm here to be my best every single day. And I think that's super important, not only in athletics, but in life as well. So making sure that each and every day you come out and you're ready to give your best 24/7. I think those are all really important qualities to have.
Now you're already in your fourth year as head coach. Seems like it's gone by so fast, but in this kind of unprecedented time, of course, with fall sports being pushed back to the spring, but you've overseen a move from Division III to Division II. Your team was able to travel a whole lot last year as an independent at the Division II level. But for you as a coach, what have you learned about yourself during these last couple of years and how you're able to lead this team?
I think just as myself, I have to practice what I preach. So obviously, there's not going to be every single day that I'm wanting to come out and be my best, but I have to do it because if that's what I'm preaching, that's better be what I'm doing myself as well. So just making sure that I'm going out and giving my best for our girls 24/7, whether that be me getting up early for recruiting or making sure that I'm doing recruiting stuff, during the weekends, early morning, all that kind of stuff, putting my full effort into it 24/7 so that way we as a team flourish from it.
Well, Coach, I really appreciate you joining us here on Behind the Paw. Really interesting to hear your story about how you got here to Frostburg and your coaching journey, and I really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Next week, our final week of Behind the Paw here in the fall, Logan Walsh will catch up with the cross-country program. But until then, stay safe and go Bobcats.